All right, guys, this is just a quick ramble about, recommendations for future master students. You have to be dedicated, okay? Number one, that current GPA on the top left right here, you have to keep it above a 3.0 throughout the program. I don't even know if you can get C's, in your regular core classes. But, whenever I did bad, I would strategically wait till the very end in that last class and just go for my double Fs and just appeal them with the dean. And, I'd get back in and extend my loans. Okay. So again, you need to have the 3.0 throughout the program. So here's my core classes, obviously A minus, A, B, blah, 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 blah. I always coast, okay? In, college, undergrad, you name it. I have 4 degrees, so I'll probably get a few more. But again, you have to maintain your core classes up until the very end, always A and B. Go down. I don't know, because Trump's really screwed up the, this is what I was taking right now, political science. Now, a lot of people say it's a useless degree. Obviously, you are what you make. So, I'll either use it or I won't. I just did it for fun. Did I think it would be as hard as I thought in the last class? No. My teacher had a lot of bias towards me. Okay, but I had a double F. This was strategically placed. Again, I knew I'd get back in. This, you have to appeal to the dean. The second one, you don't know if you're going to get back in. That's where you have to be really good at appeals. I never used a lawyer. I never used any service. I just did it myself. But again, I did the history program at the school. Achieved my 699 in history. If you know these numbers, that means that's the finishing class for that. So I did the same exact thing for that. Got the double F and then, satisfied my requirement on the 3rd attempt. Do I recommend it? No, not unless you're really, really smart and know mathematics and how to appeal. So again, when you're ready to start your master's program, obviously Trump's got, he's done away with the loans. So you can't do those double Fs and maximize it anymore. But, for future students, keep it above that 3.0 throughout the program, and you'll do really well. But that's just showing, my grade has not posted. Had I gotten a C on that, I believe a C in, undergrad or grad is like a 2.7, 2.5 GPA. So it would have dropped it below the 3.0. Now, I only recommend it that you gamble if you know how to keep it above a 3.0. But again, times has changed under Trump. This whole education program is different from what I'm used to back in 2018, 2019 when I initially enrolled in graduate school. So yeah, I wish the future incoming students the best, but things are drastically changing. And I believe college is going to be harder to get. A degree, especially the advanced degrees. They're super costly, and they don't want to give you the loans. But yeah, that's just my take on it. For future students, remember, start early, start fresh, get the A's and B's, and if you really gotta, appeal or whatnot, then wait till the last, the last program, the last class, and, make it count, appeal like crazy. You will get it. But again, it's not easy to come back from a double F. You really have to appeal that last one. And that's not even guaranteed. They can say no. Whatever you write, whatever you put, you have to make it count. Have evidence. But yeah, that's just my take on it. It's a long ramble. But this is strictly for, people that like data, people that like to really, test their limits. This was a true test of my limit. Even my mother was like, oh my God, I cannot believe you got this guy to pass you right at the very end. I was like, yeah, I made sure it was going to be done and got it done. But yeah, that's my ramble for today. If you're going to take these programs seriously, then, you got to go for the full gusto, okay? Don't just do it half-ass. I did it half-ass, but, I trained in this. But yeah, again, strategize and, put your heart where you think you will be in terms of, wanting to take the seriousness of this, type of program, because you can get to the very end like I did and you may, have nothing to show from it if you don't do it correctly.